And very good afternoon to you. I'm currently stood on the beach just outside the Oxo Tower on the south bank of the River Thames, and I'm just about to do one of my favourite walks. It's quite a shortish walk, I guess, approximately just under 3 miles long, and takes approximately an hour, a little bit longer if I stop to look at some things along the way. So I'm going to be walking down the south bank past Waterloo Bridge there, and then along towards Charing Cross Bridge and down to Westminster Bridge, where I'll cross over the river onto the embankment side, past the Houses of Parliament, and walk all the way back along past the Savoy Hotel and back to there, over on the other side. As I say, it's just under 3 miles, takes roughly an hour to an hour and a quarter, and it's a very pleasurable way of spending that time. It's an absolutely beautiful day today here in London. It's May, the sun's out, and everyone seems to be having a nice time. So without any further ado, let's go and see what we see today by the river here in London. Little pity, some of the wharfs here that you can walk out over the water are currently closed. The one I was actually going to start at over there rather than the beach is closed, as is this one here. Hopefully they'll get those sorted because they're great. Nice to see the Thames boats. Plenty of people on board today. Beautiful day for it, for a little ride up and down the River Thames. If you've never done it before, you've got to do it at some point in your life, even if it's only the once. So much you can see from this part of London. There's the Post Office Tower, BT Tower, peeking out above the buildings over there. Plenty of food establishments in there at Gabriel's Wharf. Obviously the location does rather mean that they'll be a little on the expensive side, but they seem pretty good all the same, I have to say. I've been into the pizza place there once before. It's a little bit pricey, but saying that, it was a good pizza. Some filming's been set up over here. That's quite often see filming in this part of London. We'll go for a nose around now, see what I can see if there's anything that's obviously going to be happening there later on. It's a bit early stages though at the moment, either that or they're packing away. I do like my churros, but £6 with just Nutella on them. Caramel for me, definitely caramel, but not Nutella. No. £6 though, wow. This is actually a work day during the school term, so there's not too many kids knocking about. There seems to be a fair few visitors to London, and as it's round about lunchtime, a fair few people just out having a little wander about on their break. This is a nice place to sit actually along here with all the trees and the seats. Generally speaking quite cool, and not a bad place to sit and have a coffee and watch the world go by just for a little while, whether you're here on holiday, live here, or indeed work here. I'll bring my own sandwiches though, I must admit. Plenty of boats moored up at the moment. That's Waterloo Bridge, busy as always. This is a place that causes a few arguments. I'll reserve judgment on it, but that's the National Theatre. It's been there quite a while now and has caused comments over the year because of its appearance, its harsh look, the architecture. It's got a certain charm to it, I guess, but I don't know. National Theatre, car park. Yeah. One thing that's good about the South Bank that I do like is that there's very often places like this along here. It's actually closed, that particular one at the moment, but various foods from around the world that you can pick up along the way. As I say, it's never a bargain. However, there is some good choice, and I've had a few things from along here. There was a Mexican one just a bit further down, I think, which is one of my favourites, and I think, if memory serves, if it's still there, a Brazilian one too, and that's got some interesting cuisine to try out. A lot of them seem to be closed at the moment, which is a bit of a shame because it's quite busy down here. I'm sure they'd do quite well if they're actually open. Yeah, I don't know, but it's a very nice day, and the tourists seem to be pouring back into London after the dreaded coronavirus has started to have less effect with us now. Anyway, let's carry on down a little bit further under Waterloo Bridge. Normally a book market open along here. I don't know if it's actually open today. Generally speaking, is some interesting bookstores, second-hand books, maps and things like that, which are worthwhile having a little stop. Also some, I think when I last came down there was a place selling 7-inch singles. And for those of you that are under the age of about 40, that's what we used to have before iPlayer and Spotify and so on and so forth. Yep, bookstores are open. I'm not sure all of them are. There's usually a few more than that, but yeah, there's a fair few open. Not a bad place to spend an hour or two down here. Ah, Mexican street kitchen. That's one of the places that I was referring to. And as always, the skateboarders are in action. Great place for local kids and people that travel a bit further afield just to come and do a bit of skateboarding smack bang in the middle of London. I don't think I've ever been past here and there hasn't been at least one person skateboarding in here, even on a really, really, really cold day. Most seem happy to just sit in there and chat with their mates today, actually. That's the Festival Pier. It's one of the places you can pick up the Uber boats or Thames Clippers, plus some of the other tourist boats that ply up and down the River Thames. That's a great way of seeing London, actually, from the river, and you don't necessarily need to get on a an official tourist boat, so to speak. You can just get on the normal TfL Transport for London riverboats. I recently did that. Did a little tour from the Bankside Pier down to Greenwich and then across the river on the cable car, the Emirates airline. Took the Docklands Light Railway back into London and the bus back to Blackfriars on the other side of the river, back that way. Took my 5-year-old grandson on that and he absolutely loved it. I was expecting at the end of it all for him to tell me that the London bus was the best bit, but actually it was the Emirates airline. It really is great. If you haven't tried that, well worth a little go on. And if you've got an Oyster card, all of it can be done through your Oyster card. It's Charing Cross Bridge and Charing Cross Station just there. It's another good station to come into London because you are smack bang in the middle of everything. And from Charing Cross you're just a few minutes walk into Covent Garden and the West End. Another good place to cross the river just here, that is a railway bridge, and on each side of the railway bridge there's a footbridge. So that takes you straight across from the Waterloo side to the Charing Cross side over there. A few more food establishments open down here, which is good to see, and the smells wafting out of them are pretty good, I have to say. It's one of the tourist trips you can go on, the London Eye River Cruise, which is normally incorporated into a trip on the or up onto the big wheel there, the London Eye. Now that's something I thoroughly approve of, fish and chips. And bring your wallet, because the kids will absolutely definitely want to be going on that. You really will get one of the best views of London from up there on the London Eye. That and a trip up the Shard, which is back towards London Bridge. But one thing you really will get the best view of from the London Eye there is the Houses of Parliament, which are there. I'm really pleased to note that what is commonly referred to as Big Ben is now completely uncovered. It's had scaffolding and covering over it for what seems like many years. It's probably at least 2, possibly 3, where it's been refurbished and had a lot of work done on it. And I have to say, this spring sunlight just before the Queen's Jubilee, it is looking absolutely magnificent. So we're getting a bit closer to that shortly when I carry on over to Westminster Bridge, just beyond the boat quay there. Again, another place, Westminster Bridge. Thousands of people taking pictures of themselves, and it won't be any different today. Absolutely fantastic day here in London. It's not too hot, lovely and sunny. Everyone having a lovely time. here we are, around about halfway. The plane's heading on into Heathrow today. This is where we cross over Westminster Bridge over to the other side. A slightly closer look at the Houses of Parliament and then head back that way towards Blackfriars. It's always nice to carry on down that way towards Vauxhall Bridge and the Vauxhall area. It gets a bit quiet, you can cross over at that bridge just over there and then come back through the Victoria Gardens. Oh, I can't remember the name of them now, just next to the Houses of Parliament now. It's a nice park. I think there's some loos in there, playground for the kids. Not a bad place at all actually. Except I can't remember the name of it now. Well, I have to say that that's probably the busiest I've seen Westminster Bridge and the area around the Houses of Parliament, where everyone takes their photos, for a good couple of years, since before the coronavirus. And given, like I say, this is Tuesday lunchtime in May, we're not in the height of summer and we're not in the school holidays, it really is pretty busy, all things considered. But it's good to see everyone getting back on their feet again at long last and out and about enjoying themselves. So yeah, right, we're going to carry on now back on the north side of the river, and slightly less to see over this side in many ways. There's less cafes and bars and places to spend your money. It's just really just a pleasant walk on the embankment. Occasionally you'll hear the underground rumbling underneath your feet, the District and Circle line right below us, and Cleopatra's Needle will be walking past fairly soon, after we've gone past back under Charing Cross Bridge yet again. Yeah, there's a bit of work going on the embankment just there at the moment, so you have to cross over to the other side. With warnings not to walk in the cycle path there. Well, as I can't walk right next to the river, I'm going to take a wander through Whitehall Gardens. It's always a pleasant place to sit down for a little while, have a coffee or a drink, just relax for a little while. I think everyone beat me to it. Right, just going under Charing Cross Railway Bridge again on the north side of the river. It's a lot noisier and a lot busier on this side by virtue of the fact that there is this main road there, whereas the other side is completely pedestrianised. So, but for a circular walk, it's pretty good stuff. I'm just going to carry on back round now, back under Waterloo Bridge, back round to Blackfriars Bridge, and the end of the walk. Just here is, as I say, we're just going underneath the railway tracks of Charing Cross, and the station is to the left, as is Embankment Tube Station. So it's a good area to pick up your journey from. And by just going up there towards Charing Cross, you'll come to Trafalgar Square, Covent Garden and the West End. That's a pretty good place to start and finish any day out in London. And if you do come on the boat, there is Embankment Pier. Right, and right, there's the River Thames just over there, and Victoria Embankment Gardens, which is absolutely packed out with people having their lunch and having a coffee and so on. We're at the back of the Savoy Hotel here, and if you walk up there, you'll come to Fleet Street. I often think that this part of London is almost like a Disney theme park of things to see and do. It's absolutely incredible what you can see in just a couple of miles walk in an hour. And here's another very famous building in London, Somerset House, where all the records used to be kept of births and marriages and so on and so forth. But that's all gone elsewhere now and computerised, and now it's restaurants mostly in there. I think when I last went in, there seemed to be quite a few restaurants, and there's quite a good ice skating rink in the middle of winter that they set up in the courtyard. It's always worthwhile popping in there just to see what there is to see. But yeah, if you before the days of the internet, you used to be able to go and trace your family history by going in there. And as we carry on along the embankment, just going past Temple Underground Station on the District and Circle line. Another good place to hop on and off if you want to have a walk along the embankment here, and take a walk up towards Fleet Street, the High Courts and the Strand also. Great part of London this, I do like it here. This is a continuation of the Victoria Embankment Gardens. This is the Temple section. It's quite a little dinky one, this one. It's just nice all the same. And that's it. There we go. There's the Oxo Tower on the other side of the river where I started just over an hour ago, about an hour and a quarter ago. And that was a very pleasant walk in this beautiful spring sunshine today here in London. Of course, it's not always like that in London. Sometimes rains. But this is certainly a nice place to walk no matter what the weather's like, and there's always somewhere to dodge into if the weather gets particularly bad. But there's a lot of people out and about today, which is great to see. Hope you enjoyed this. Look out for some more, and press subscribe if you want to be notified when I put out some other videos. Over there is the Shard and London Bridge. I'm going to go and head home now, back to Blackfriars Station. And of course you have got other options here, dependent on how you got into London or where you need to get to in the city, including Temple Tube Station, London Blackfriars. You can get to anywhere from those places. Have a nice trip when you come to London and really enjoy yourselves. See you again soon.